in an African town called Mizima, where the markets were alive with the scent of spices and the air was filled with rhythm of drums. There lived a woman named Nandini. She was a mother of two boys and known for her resilience. Life had not been kind to her. Her husband left her for another woman, leaving her alone to raise her children. She worked tirelessly, selling handmade baskets and woven cloth at the market. Though she earned little, she was respected for her kindness and honesty. But deep inside, Nandini was weary. She dreamed of a life where her children could wear fine clothes and go to better schools. She always wanted to be the richest in town. One day, a mysterious man came to the market and he stood, looked at Nandini and her stall. It was clear he wanted to say something to her. The following day, he masked his face, leaving only his eyes, and moved towards Nandini. He was dressed in a robe as dark as midnight, and his eyes sparkled with an unsettling intensity. "You work so hard, yet you earn so little," the man said, his voice smooth as silk. Nandini was weary but nodded. "What choice do I have? My children must eat. I can give you what you desire, wealth beyond your imagination. But it comes with a price," said the mysterious man. Nandini frowned. "What kind of price?" The man said, "You must sacrifice someone you love, their life for your fortune." At first, Nandini dismissed the man as a lunatic, but his words lingered. That night, as she watched her boys, she kept wishing for a better life for them. She thought about the school fees she couldn't pay in time, the medicines she couldn't afford when they were sick. Days turned into weeks, and the man's offer gnawed at her mind. One evening, he appeared again, as if summoned by her thoughts. "Have you made your decision?" he asked. Nandini's voice trembled. "If I do this, will I have a better life?" "Yes, you will," the man promised. "But you must choose." Nandini's heart ached as she thought of her eldest son, Kimati, who was strong and wise beyond his years. He was her pride, always helping her with the younger one, Cube. And she thought of Cube, sweet and innocent, with a laugh that lit up even her darkest days. After a long silence, she whispered, "I choose Kyubi." The man instructed Nandini to meet him at the edge of the forest. As the night was starting, with trembling hands, she held Kyo by his hand and told him they were going to gather herbs. The little boy, trusting and full of love, went happily with his mother. Unaware of his fate, at the forest edge the man waited. A small altar set with strange symbols curved on the ground. He handed Nandini a knife. "You must do it yourself," he said. "Only then will the spirits accept the sacrifice." Nandini's hands shook as she looked at her son. His wide, innocent eyes stared at her, and for a moment she faltered. But the man's voice was insistent. "Do it, or you will return to your life of suffering." With a scream of anguish, Nandini raised the knife. When Nandini returned to Musima, she was transformed. Her stall in the market was replaced with a grand shop, filled with the finest goods. Her home became the largest in the town. Kilimat attended the best school. And Nandini was no longer just a market woman. She was a woman of power and wealth. But her wealth came with whispers. The townsfolk noticed that Kyob was gone. And though Nandini claimed he had gone to live with relatives, rumors spread. At night, Nandini's dreams were haunted by Kyobi's laughter, now twisted into cries of betrayal. She often woke to the sound of footsteps running through her home, though no one was there. Kalimath, too, changed. He grew quiet and withdrawn, sensing the emptiness left by his brother. "Mama," he asked one day, Where is Kiob? Why do I feel like he's calling for me? Nandini could only weep. One stormy night, as Nandini sat alone in her grand home, the air grew heavy. The lights flickered, and the temperature dropped. From the shadows emerged the figure of Kiob, his small body glowing faintly. "Mama," he whispered, his voice filled with pain. "Why did you give me away?" The following night, Kiobe's ghost appeared again to her. "I did it for you and your brother. I wanted a better life for you both." Kiobe's ghost shook his head. "What is wealth without love? What is a home without family?" The room filled with the sound of drums, loud and relentless. The walls seemed to close in, and Nandini felt the weight of her decision crushing her. When the storm passed, the townsfolk found Nandini's home empty. Her riches had vanished, and her name became a tale of caution. Beware of wealth that comes at the cost of love. Nandini was traumatized and ran away to the forest searching for her son. Years later, she passed away in the forest. The people of Musima still spoke of Nandini. They claimed her spirit wandered the forest, searching for Chima, forever tormented by her choice. And in the town square, an elder would tell her story to children gathered around the fire, ending with the same warning: no gold is worth the price of a pure heart.